Hey, do you know the biggest lie dealerships tell you when the bank comes back and gives you a higher rate? They tell you to take a car that you don't want just because it's all the bank will approve you on, and then they get you out of that car in 10 to 12 months and into the car that you really want. That's the promise they'll tell you. This normally happens when your credit is less than great and the bank gives you a higher rate. They go on to tell you that if you make all your payments, they can get you out of that car and into the one that you want in 10 to 12 months. What you need to remember here is that their goal is to sell you a car today, no matter what. The truth is, when you finance a car, the interest is not spread out evenly over the term. The banks know most people don't ever make it to the end of their term, so they do what's called front loading the interest, so they can collect their money first. Here's how it works.
So in this case, we have a loan for $21,000, a payment of $296 a month, and the total interest over the term is just shy of $4,000. So by looking at the chart, you can see that over the course of the term, the bank doesn't have the interest spread out evenly. You're going to pay more interest in the first year, and then every other year you'll pay less and less interest. By the time you get to the last year, you're pretty much going to pay all the last year or 2 years. You're basically going to pay all principal, okay, because the bank already has their money. So let's take a look at how this looks with the payments. So you can see how at the very beginning of the term, out of the $296 that you're paying, the very first payment, $87 of that is interest. Okay. And then as you look down, that number slowly starts to drop by about $1 every single month. And every time it drops, obviously the principal amount that you're paying off increases. So the biggest mistake people make is in calculating their total balance. Okay, so most people won't use an actual loan calculator. They'll just pull out their calculator out of their phone and they'll punch the numbers in. And typically what they do is they take the total amount financed, which is the principal amount, plus the interest. And then they're going to divide that by the number of payments that they've made and minus that from the total amount. And the mistake that they're making there is again, the interest is not paid evenly. Okay, so if you pay a car out early or you were to trade it in, you don't have to pay the remaining interest. You just have to pay the remaining principal. But the principal amount oftentimes is a lot higher than most people think, because within the first couple of years, a lot more of that payment is going towards interest than you would have thought. So just remember that when a dealership tells you that they want you to come back in 10 to 12 months and get out of the car that they sold you and into the car that you really want, in reality, you're still going to have so much negative equity that it's going to be really hard for them to do that at all. There's no guarantee that they're going to be able to do that. More times than not, you're not going to end up in a better situation. So remember, they're going to tell you that because of the interest rate drop, they're able to keep the payments down. And although an interest rate change can make a big difference in the payments, the truth is you're going to be paying for 2 cars instead of 1, because you're going to carry over so much negative equity from the first loan. So most of the time, the banks won't even allow you to finance the price of 2 cars in one, and that'll just leave you stuck in the first car that never really worked for you in the first place.
If you want honest advice and a transparent experience the next time you go car shopping, then I'd recommend you call my friends over at Credit Line One. At Credit Line One, you work with one person, but you actually have an entire team behind you. Their history in the auto industry has helped them to build relationships with a number of dealers all over the country, and that allows them to buy vehicles from their inventory at wholesale prices that you could never go in and negotiate yourself. Because they don't carry their own inventory, you never have to feel pressured to buy what they have. Instead, their goal is to do all the legwork for you and find you a vehicle that works best for you and one that fits into the best approval possible. So give them a call or shoot them a message today. Click the button below or head over to creditlineone.ca/apply.